The universe never stops expanding, nor do its secrets ever cease multiplying. It was not so much the stars that drew the first explorers from Earth, but the tantalizing promise of what might be found beyond them. Yet humanity, for all its ambition and ingenuity, never prepared for the shadows those stars could hide. The first evidence of the Forgotten Starkind surfaced in the Kelveron Belt, a sprawling collection of asteroids circling a dim, red star. The belt was a busy mining hub where corporations battled over rare metals and icy deposits. Miners told tales of strange shapes moving in the void, but such stories were dismissed as the hallucinations of overworked crews or the product of isolation in the darkness. Then came the disappearances. It started slowly. An automated drone would fail to report back. A single small mining craft would vanish from the radar. Over time, entire teams went silent, leaving behind only flickering beacons. When search parties arrived, they found abandoned ships, tools left floating in zero gravity, and fragments of recorded data hinting at unnatural forces at work. The Starkind never announced their presence. They emerged gradually, a silent, unseen force manipulating the fabric of the Kelveron Belt. At first, they were known only as the Eclipsed, a term coined by the miners to describe the fleeting black shapes that blotted out the stars. But over time, as more evidence surfaced, researchers began calling them the Forgotten Starkind, a name that hinted at an ancient, obscured past. Lana Veylan was not the type to believe in legends or whispers. A decorated astrophysicist and ex-military tactician, she'd made her name solving mysteries of cosmic phenomena, from pulsar anomalies to rogue black holes. The Kelveron incidents were supposed to be just another riddle for her to unravel, but when she and her hand-picked team arrived in the belt, it became clear that this was no ordinary puzzle. Lana's ship, the Horizon Blade, was outfitted with state-of-the-art sensors, stealth capabilities, and a crew of specialists trained to operate in the most hostile conditions. When they first entered the Kelveron Belt, it seemed eerily normal, chunks of rock drifting through the void, mining stations scattered like forgotten outposts, and the occasional faint signal from automated platforms. But as they approached the sector's core, the readings changed. The instruments picked up faint energy spikes that didn't match any known pattern. Electrical systems on nearby mining stations flickered and failed without cause. And then there was the signal, a faint, rhythmic pulse that seemed to emanate from deep within the belt. It wasn't a standard communication frequency, nor did it resemble any natural cosmic event. The team called it the pulse. The pulse was both haunting and mesmerizing, a low, resonant sound that vibrated through the ship's hull. It was always just on the edge of perception, like a voice whispering through the static. Lana had the crew record and analyze it, but the results were inconclusive. It wasn't language in any conventional sense, but neither was it pure noise. The pattern seemed deliberate, purposeful. As the Horizon Blade ventured deeper, the pulse grew stronger. The crew began experiencing strange phenomena, fleeting glimpses of movement in the distance, shadows that seemed to shift and reform as if alive. They heard faint whispers when alone in the corridors and reported dreams that felt unnervingly real. Despite these occurrences, Lana pushed forward, determined to locate the source of the pulse. One night, or what passed for night aboard a ship in deep space, Lana woke to find her cabin bathed in a faint, shifting light. Her personal terminal displayed a pattern she didn't recognize, intricate geometric designs that shimmered and flowed like liquid metal. Her hands moved instinctively to trace the shapes, and as she touched the screen, she felt a brief, sharp resonance in her chest, like her body had momentarily synchronized with something vast and unseen. When the feeling passed, the patterns vanished. Lana stared at the screen, her heart pounding. She didn't know it yet, but this was her first direct contact with the Forgotten Starkind. In the following days, the crew detected a massive structure hidden within the densest part of the belt. It wasn't a natural formation. It was vast, intricate, and alien. The exterior appeared to be composed of a dark, reflective material that absorbed light, making it almost invisible. Only the ship's advanced sensors and the growing strength of the pulse had led them to it. Anna decided to send a small expedition team to investigate. The structure's surface was covered in patterns similar to the ones Lana had seen on her terminal, fluid, shifting geometries that defied conventional physics. The team reported feeling a strange pressure as they approached, as if the air itself had turned heavy. One by one, they entered the structure's outer chamber. Inside, the team found a labyrinth of corridors, each one lit by a faint, pulsing glow. The walls seemed alive, subtly moving as if breathing. The pulse was louder here, resonating through the very structure. The deeper they went, the more disoriented they became. Time seemed to stretch and warp. Minutes felt like hours, and their movements became sluggish. At the heart of the structure, they discovered what could only be described as a central nexus. A vast, circular chamber with a towering core of shifting light at its center. It wasn't a machine, at least not in the traditional sense, but it radiated energy and presence. The pulse emanated from this core, and as the team approached, their communications with the Horizon Blade were abruptly cut off. Lana watched from the blade's bridge, her stomach nodding as the live feeds went dark. The expedition team was lost. Hours passed with no contact. Then, suddenly, the pulse stopped. In the silence that followed, the Horizon Blade's instruments detected movement. Ships, dozens of them, emerged from the darkness of the belt. They weren't conventional ships. They were shadowy, formless vessels that seemed to shift and flow like liquid night. These were the Starkind's vessels, and their appearance confirmed what Lana had feared. The Forgotten Starkind were no longer content to remain hidden. The Starkind moved with eerie precision, surrounding the blade. Lana ordered all hands to battle stations, but no attack came. Instead, the Starkind's ships projected a series of holographic patterns that matched those Lana had seen on her terminal and in the structure. Lana realized they were communicating, though not in words. The patterns conveyed ideas, images, and emotions. They spoke of an ancient empire that had once spanned the stars, a civilization that had ascended to a state beyond physical form. The Starkind had retreated into the void, content to remain hidden, until humanity's expansion into the Kelveron Belt had disturbed their ancient sanctuary. The message was clear. The Starkind did not wish for conflict, but neither would they allow their realm to be exploited. They had seen the destruction humanity was capable of, and they viewed the mining operations as an encroachment on their sacred space. The pulse had been their warning, an attempt to push humanity away before they were forced to act. Lana knew she had to act quickly. The Starkind were immensely powerful, capable of bending the fabric of space itself. If they chose to, they could obliterate the mining operations and the ship stationed there. The Kelveron Belt could become a graveyard. Drawing on her background as both scientist and tactician, Lana proposed a truce. Through the patterns displayed by the Starkind, she conveyed humanity's willingness to halt all mining activity and leave the belt. In return, she asked for safe passage out of the area and the opportunity to share what they had learned about the Starkind's existence. The Starkind's response was not immediate. Their ships drifted silently in the void, the patterns of light shifting as if in deliberation. Finally, they responded with a single pattern, a delicate, intricate design that conveyed approval. The Horizon Blade and its crew were allowed to leave. As they retreated from the belt, Lana couldn't help but wonder what the Starkind had seen in humanity's actions. Had they recognized a potential ally? Or were they merely tolerating humanity's presence until the next inevitable clash? What was clear was that the Forgotten Starkind were no longer forgotten. They had emerged from the shadows, and while their motives remained inscrutable, one thing was certain. The stars held far more than humanity had ever imagined, and the universe would never be the same.